Hi, I'm Kat, marketer turned brand storyteller.
And I'm Candice, educator turned entrepreneur.
And you're listening to
Not Nice, Clever.
We're two introverts who speak on stages around the country and work with top personal brands who also unapologetically require 24 to 48 hours of recovery time on the couch in our favorite sweats. All Netflix and no chill.
And to be clear, we're not quiet or nice. Together, we're redefining what it means to be an introvert who means business. It's time to show up and show off. Are you in? So we are recording this mid-January, and Kat and I have both heard from so many different clients over the last few weeks that they are feeling behind. So this seems to be an ongoing theme right now. And Kat and I believe it's because of the holiday break. And there's some guilt and maybe a little bit of shame about taking some time off, taking a step back. And we are here to tell you that there's no reason for any of that. So we're going to break it down for you today. If you've been feeling behind, you're going to want to listen in.
Absolutely. And I think our Clever Crew is going to really enjoy because I took time off this holiday season one way. And then Candice, you'll hear, took time off this holiday season another way. So let me share for you. You guys are feeling behind. I get it. We see it. We hear you. I'm coming off the heels of literally having the flu for the past 3 weeks. I was not one of the special humans that dodged that bullet this past flu season, but regardless of if you're listening to this right now when this episode's airing, or if this is another time of year and you've just been out of routine, whether it's you are sick or your kids have been sick or a team member or your partner, like anything that feels like you've been derailed from your schedule, right?
Right. Something's going on in your family. There's a plethora of possibilities of reasons why you might feel like you are behind. And we just want to normalize life.
Yes. And one thing that I was sharing with a client earlier, because, Candice, we have each of our own individual brands as well as Not Nice Clever's brand. And one of my personal mottos that I love to share and say is that the silver lining of any situation is really the bottom line. Like the silver lining is the bottom line. And so I was like, okay, I have the flu. I can't change that. You wake up and you've got that tickle. This was on Christmas Eve, y'all. And I thought I was going to be able to take advantage of a quieter time. My stepdaughter was going to be coming into town. We were going to explore DC and do all these things. And that completely changed. And I just had to surrender to it because it was out of my control. It was already done. There's nothing I could do to change it. But truly unplugging, I looked it up. I didn't check my email for 8 days. Which is
wow,
a year in an entrepreneur's lifetime?
I'm impressed, actually.
You know how much I love our work together, but I didn't check. And I truly was able to unplug, didn't really have a choice, so I just surrendered to it. And when I came back, I started doing just some reflective work, some journaling, some meditation. And let me tell you, I have never experienced more clarity in the last couple weeks, healing and getting through the cough, the lingering cough, and after my fever broke and all of this than I did in these last few weeks. And it was such a gift. It sucked the path to get there. And for me, New Year's kind of started on January 6th or 7th. I don't know how you felt, Candice, but I was kind of forced to slow down and I just leaned into it and I got such a gift out of it. So you spent your holiday very differently. How did you, or what was your approach going into the new year?
Yeah. So Dom and I basically have decided now and forevermore, we will always take off the last week of December and first week of January because a lot of people are off. There's not a lot of business going around at that time. And we also just want to have the space to recharge and start the year the way we want to. And so we took that time off. And before, it actually used to irritate me. So I'm talking to our Clever Crew here. If you felt like this before, I was there too, where taking that first week off, I felt like everyone else was getting a jump start on the year. I did feel like I was going to be left behind. And now I understand that you need to recharge. And if you don't intentionally create the time to recharge, your body will tell you to, much like what happened to you this year, right? You were forced to because your body has, let you know that that's what needs to happen. And so for us, we did think that we were going to go on a beach vacation and do all these things, but this is exciting and scary at the same time. We actually closed on our first commercial property a few days before Christmas.
Congrats.
Thank you. But also what that meant for us, which we didn't know since we are first-time commercial property owners, is that we spent a lot of our vacation not taking meetings, but getting our property prepared for the new tenants, right?
Mm.
And so we learned a lot during that time, and it was great that he and I both had the space in our days because we didn't have any meetings with, like, I didn't have any brand strategy meetings. I didn't have any Surhat meetings. Like, we weren't recording our podcast during that time.
Mhm.
So what that meant was I had full days open to learn, explore, Google, read online, talk to other professionals who could help us in the space. And that is learning, and it is still work. Like, owning property is not work.
Mhm.
But I think that it was essential that I took a step back from what I typically call work and just had space to be a beginner, space to be a learner, space to say, okay, I don't know anything about this, but I know that I have an amazing network of people who I can call at any point.
Mhm.
And so I was learning, and that actually gave me like a new
Like
energy.
an excitement, right?
An excitement, yes, because, I'm saying it here first, y'all, we will be owning multiple commercial properties over the next few years, like, that's our goal, and so I know everyone's gonna be in my DMs being like, "Where are you thinking,
Right,
Candice?"
exactly. Be like, if you
Right,
need
right,
somebody,
everyone
and we're
yeah,
like,
right,
chill.
totally,
If we want to work with you, we'll
um,
reach out to you.
we will reach out and yeah, we love you and thank you and, no shame in putting yourself out there, but
Not at all.
that's kind of how I spent my break, and because it was different and because it wasn't meeting after meeting after meeting and it was, like, working on a exciting project for us, I
Mhm.
think that it gave us, new insights. But it wasn't how I intended to spend my time together,
Mhm.
like, how we intended to spend our time together, but I think it was
It
still
ended up working out.
it ended up working out, yes. And I think that's really important, and it's something that I struggle with as an introvert because I think I want to plan
Yes, you
everything.
want that stability and, like, the
Yes, I want the
predictability. Mhm.
security, yes,
Yeah.
the predictability and the security of knowing how things are gonna go in the day, and what I've been practicing is taking on what's given to me with the best outlook possible.
Mm.
So even if I'm walking on stage and they told me everyone was going to be sitting at tables and there's freaking rows, instead of being like, what the fuck? This is not what I planned because we need a table for all the activities that we're doing today, right? Instead of saying that, I'm just going to be like, okay, pivot. What is the next best thing that I can do in this moment that still makes everyone here feel valued and seen and they get something amazing out of it?
Mhm.
Which is something that as an introvert, I have to constantly like talk to myself about. Hey, just because it's not what you thought it was doesn't mean it's bad.
Yeah, or that you have to hit the reset button, or that it's an immediate failure, or that you're, like,
Yes.
immediately unqualified because this wasn't the plan that you rehearsed, and you had your show-up routine, and you had your blazer and your jeans and, like, everything you need, you know?
Yeah, and sometimes it's weird because I've made all of these things up in my mind
Oh, yeah.
that truly no one else knows.
No.
No one else knows the plan, so if I do something different than my plan, they won't feel it.
Yeah.
The only person that's feeling it is me, and why am I letting myself get into that spiral? So,
Mhm.
I'm hoping that some of this inside talk is helping someone in the audience who thinks that they're the only one who struggles with something not being how they expected it to be.
Mhm. The other thing too that, like, when you get so, like, cuz the idea of feeling behind, right? It's feeling, it's emotional, it can overwhelm you. We just get so caught up in our heads about these imagined scenarios and we go down these rabbit holes. The other thing that really helps me is to bring a bit of logic into it and to not get so sucked in, so zoomed in, but to zoom out. And, like, when we were hearing clients say this, like, feeling behind and Kat, I'm overwhelmed, I got to reschedule, I'm not prepared, I just don't, like that feeling of not feeling
Mhm.
prepared. Oh, for high performers, regardless of if you're an introvert or an extrovert, like, that's not a great feeling. But I was thinking to myself, I'm like, guys, I'm like, it's the sixth day of a year that has 356 days. And actually, this year, when we're recording,
356 days? No, 365 days.
just kidding. You guys, this is how much we love vulnerability. We're going to leave that in here so we can.
We
I
are.
had the bottle
Yep.
blonde moment. Damn it. Okay. 365 days, but actually, this I know for sure because I Googled it last night. You'd be so proud of me.
Yep.
This is a leap year. So you actually have an extra day.
Yep.
Day
Right.
6 of 366. Hold on. Let me just pull up my calendar. Calculator. Divide. Y'all, at that point, when those people are saying that, we were 0.02% of the way through the year. You're
Yeah,
not behind.
you're not
You're not
behind.
behind.
No.
Just
Nope.
Take a breath. Know that you're not alone. Know that we get tripped up in it sometimes, but always look for the best opportunity. Look for the silver lining, right? And you'll find it. Whatever you look for, you're going to find, right? That's manifesting 101.
And do you know how you can get your time back?
Tell me,
You
Candice.
can get your time back by creating content. Because instead of this talk that Kat and I are having, now hundreds and thousands of people are listening to it. And that's how you get your time back, y'all. So if you haven't yet, do that. Create content.
Leverage. We love it. We hope you found this mini episode helpful. If you've been feeling behind, please reach out. Don't die on that island in your head. We got you. We see you. We're also introverts. And we'll catch you on the next episode.
Thanks for joining us on Not Nice, Clever.
Remember to follow our podcast wherever you listen to audio.
And if you found today's episode valuable, please share it with your friends.
No gatekeeping here. Remember, we love to see our clever crew grow.
Signing off, you're not so nice, but oh so clever besties that mean business.
See you soon.